Today's TrueFire Artist Spotlight is Tommy Emmanuel. Tommy has achieved enough musical milestones to satisfy several lifetimes. At the age of 6, he was touring Australia with his family band. By 30, he was a rock lead guitarist playing stadiums. At age 44, he became one of 5 people ever named a certified guitar player by his idol, music icon Chet Atkins. Today, we'd like to feature 3 free lessons from Tommy Emmanuel's fingerstyle breakthroughs.
All right, let me gently lead you through The House of the Rising Sun. This is an old song, and if you've never heard it before, it makes a wonderful instrumental. I mean, it's a great vocal too. I first heard the Animals do it with Eric Burden back in the 60s, and everybody knows that. And that's a very iconic sound, isn't it? Everybody knows that sound. I also heard Chet Atkins and Mark Knopfler jamming on it one time, and it sounded wonderful. And I stole a lot of ideas from them. I'm going to show you some of those those ideas. The song was originally called "A House in New Orleans," I think. And but anyway, let me lead you through it. So to play the melody correctly. There is a house in New Orleans they call the rising sun, and it's been the ruin of many a poor boy. And Lord, I know I'm one. That's the correct melody, as far as I know. So let me show you what I'm doing here. So I've got my boom chick going as my backing, and then the melody, I'm trying to sustain the melody notes while I mute the bass notes. So there's 2 separate things going on there. Now let me just show you something here. When I go up to the high chord, I purposely slide up to it, because that's what a voice, they call, you see that? They call the rising sun. So I try to get that, they call, that sound. So, boom. I go, which is a typical blues. So I hammer on the 3rd, like that. They call the ride. And then I switch to that. And it's been E7th with a raised 9. And I'm using my pinky to do that. You see that? And I'm covering the 2 high strings, the B and the E, with my pinky there. Then now, in order to get that little trill and that kind of vocal thing that I do there, I go. As I do that, I can see this muscle sticking out here, and which means that I've put my hands to work a lot to get that kind of clarity on that trill. Let me just go through that. See that? And to join the 2 verses up, I do a little, which is just A minor, G, F, E, back to the melody. Now the second time, instead of going to lead up to the high thing, the second time you can do what I saw Chet do, and that is this. He used an augmented. Isn't that a great sound? It's a beautiful sound. So let me just play that through that last section for it. Then so that's the basis and the basics of House of the Rising Sun. I also want to point out one little thing that I didn't do before, but I'm doing now that I'm instructing you on this. I'm just going to put this on right now. And that is, sometimes I do a little lick on the end of the verse, which people really like. And a lot of people, I hear guys playing this song and I hear some of my licks, which makes me very happy. That means that people like that stuff that I come up with. And I'll show you what it is. Instead of going, I go. That's it. So I go. So I'm using an E7th with an augmented. There, so I go A minor. It's kind of a funky little slightly outside lick that I really like, and so I put it in there years ago and I saw people light up when I played that lick. But when I play this song in tempo, sometimes I'll play a little faster than what I've been teaching you. So it'll sound like this. And the lick. And that's how you make it different and make it your own, by putting your own little personality on it. So I hope you enjoy working on House of the Rising Sun. Okay, I want to show you a few licks that hopefully will help you to fill your bag of licks, because every guitar player worth their salt has a bag of licks that we can go to and draw one out and say, "Ooh, look at this one." And these licks are all based on things that I stole from Chet Atkins. And really, when Chet heard me play the first time, he said, "That's petty theft." And he knew it, and so did I. But this is how these kind of things get handed on. This is how music gets handed on and grows and changes. I steal it from him, you steal it from me, and then someone hears you play it, and they steal it from you, and that's how it goes around. So, I mean, there are licks in every key, of course, and depending on how complicated you want them, you can find them. The ones I want to show you are not necessarily easy, but the first one is a lick that Chet used a lot, especially when he was younger, because it was really effective, and it was kind of like a little trademark for him. It was in the key of C, and say if he was finishing a song. That was a little lick to finish the song. Now, a couple of things I want to point out about this lick. So it's in the key of C. That's my anchor point, that note there. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling off and with these two fingers while anchoring down with that first finger. So you get. So, sometimes I vary it and I go, it's the same lick, but I've just extended little bits of it. So, you see what I mean? See what I've done? And the whole time this is anchored down, so it's all nice and clear there. So. That's lick number 1. Lick number 2 is this one here. Now this is in G, and it's Chet used that a lot, and I believe it's something he got from Jerry Reed. It's almost like a banjo sound. So I'll play it slowly for you. My right hand is, I'm playing it with my thumb pick and 2 fingers. So, and you can feel it in various ways. You can feel it 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you can feel it in triplets. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. You see that? So with that lick, it's important that all the notes are pretty much at the same volume, so it has that peeling off sound. And you'll see that there's not a lot of movement going on with my left hand. That's how I get the clarity. I've already practiced it enough, so I don't have to go exaggerating the whole thing. See? I'm going to play it really slowly for you now. You ready? One more time. Now, the other lick that I wanted to play for you is the one that I use on the end of Waltzing Matilda, and this is a lick using the technique that I borrowed from Chet Atkins and Jerry Reed, and I made this lick up myself, which is finishing in C, right? So the lick goes like this. So I'll play it in tempo. So. There's a lot going on in this little lick, and it takes a while to get used to it. I'll tell you why, because you got that going on. So you get. So if you want to hear it in context, it sounds like this. So that's how the lick works. So that's 3 licks. Good luck. Okay, I'm going to walk you gently through Limehouse Blues. This song's been around a long time, and I've heard Django play it. I heard Barney Kessel and Herb Ellis play it. I heard Chet and Jerry play it. Richard Smith does a great version. There are so many people who play the hell out of this tune. It's a great song. And there are a lot of good keys to play it in. And I ummed and ahed, I tossed and turned, I did everything I know to find the best version for you, the easiest way to play it. And I almost convinced myself that I could teach you the song in this key, which is the key that Chet and Les Paul play it in. But as a solo piece, the key that I'm teaching you in, which is the key of C, the song starts in F, it's easier than the awkwardness of the end of the other key. So I had to make that executive decision. And I'm not the president. How about that? So anyway, so here we go. Let me teach you this Limehouse Blues. It's in the key of C, so it starts in F, right? And I'm using again my thumb over the top, like that. So I've got F, then I've got the 7th, the 3rd. There's the melody. Now that's F 7th. This is D 7th with the F sharp in the bass, and then I'll play that from the start. I'm just going. I'm not playing the 5th string when I'm boom chicking on the bass. I'm going. See how it still spells out the chord just as well? Then so I worked out that that's the best way to play it in this key. So now, there you go. So I'm doing the opposite to what I did in the other songs. I'm starting on that position and sliding up to that one. Remember, I went in the other song. So let's see. Here we go. Now that's which is that's a great sound there. F sharp, then F for the second time round. Let me just show you that one more time. So I go. F sharp 7th, F 7th. So I'll play it from the top again for you. Same in the D. Right, now this part, this has got the big stretch. C, so here's a C chord, then it got A7th with the, then I go, that's a D minor with the open E in it, so you get, it sounds nice, doesn't it? You can also hear that when I hit the A7th, I'm doing that. I'm playing that harmony with these two fingers, and they're 2 strings apart, like that. F minor, and I kind of rock that. G, C, back to F. And the big C stretch. A7th, D minor, F minor to G. Now when I played it before, I threw in the Chet lick on the end because it fits so perfectly, right? And you see, when you use it in context, how cool it sounds. Right. So, okay, so get to work on Limehouse Blues.